This is hard to talk about friendship,
Right.
what it really is, because it's hard to know it unless you're right in the middle of it. Okay, Antonio grew up with his homeboys in Miami, and he kept some of them in his quote-unquote entourage as he came up through the ranks.
That was the problem.
Okay, did they serve him well? No, they didn't. Did they love him? Were they there with Antonio till death do them part? Not really. Yeah. Was it more about the money?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably was. Okay, so is that real friendship? Not really. No. Okay, would they be there for Antonio if he didn't have a penny and he really, really needed them? Probably not.
Right.
I don't know that for a fact, but probably not. But let's go back to the first game last year. They're going back to Antonio's hometown of Miami.
Correct.
And Tom Brady is on fire. He is obsessed with, I'm going to connect with this guy.
Right.
Because I love this guy, and I've only just been practicing with him a couple times here. And what did he do? They kept him out one play in the first offensive series. He
didn't start the game.
He didn't start the game. One play. Right. And on the second play, he comes into the game. And what does Brady do? He throws it to him on the first play. If we could see, this is the first series. That's the first shot.
Right.
Bam. Hits him. And then in this same series, he throws it to him two more times. Two more times.
Right.
He's just saying, I'm going to force feed him.
Right.
Because I love this guy. And he caps it off in another series a little later in the half with a touchdown pass that you're about to see right here that puts them ahead only 13 to nothing. Now, they're on the way to 43 to nothing, but it was still a football game at that point. And we know that Miami, as the year rolled on, they started to come together under Coach Flores, and it started to click on defense, and they started beating some people down the stretch.
Yes.
So they weren't as awful as it looked in that game, okay? So my point is, I think they want to do that now. I think Tom is going to force this issue because he has sold Arians the quote was, the report was, he guaranteed Bruce Arians this.
I got him.
I got him, and it'll be zero tolerance, and we'll have no slip-ups.
Right.
Well, what's happened here? Think about what Antonio just fell into. How many times do you get a second chance with the GOAT?
No, not often.
I mean, isn't this like 1 billion to 1 shot?
Yep.
Tom Brady had to leave Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft. He had to go to Tampa Bay, of all places. And it had to open up where your receivers have been beat up all year, and you could convince your head coach and your GM and your ownership, who probably balked a little bit on this one because Antonio hasn't had the greatest track record.
But it's not a whole lot of money, Skip. So basically, it's a week-to-week situation. You act up. We didn't give you any guaranteed money. So we're going to pay you week to week. You act up, you're gone. I got that. But Tom Brady, I think, cares something about his reputation, and he is aligning himself with that guy. He's just saying, I believe in him. I believe in his heart. I believe in his work ethic. I believe, and again, we don't have time to go through all the legal issues that Antonio has had, but it is not a pretty sight. Well, and by the way, the civil suit on sexual assault is still pending. Right.
Okay.
Skip, when I look at this situation, especially when you got a quarterback like Tom Brady and you're bringing someone, a skill position player on the offensive side, obviously you're going to run it by him. Skip, remember when they did the trade, Cleveland got Mozgov, but the throw-in was J.R. Smith.
Yep.
LeBron said, get him, I got him.
Yep, true.
When Dwight Howard signed with the Lakers, they ran that by 2 people, LeBron James and Anthony Davis. We got him. That's what you have to do. Now, if Tom Brady said no, Antonio Brown, I don't care how much love they got for each other. If Tom Brady had said no, and AB is not going to be in Tampa. But because he said yes, and Skip, it wasn't like he said yes. I believe he kept bringing it up to BA. B, just give me a chance with him. Put his locker by mine. He'll stay with me, and I'll make sure he gets to work early. I'll make sure he stays late. I'll make sure he'll be no problem. That's the work. Now, like you said, he did put his reputation on the line with BA about being responsible, because anything, Skip, is like you co-sign on an apartment, you co-sign on a car. If that person misses that payment, you're responsible for it. So in other words, if he doesn't do what he's supposed to do, Brady, you're responsible for it because you co-signed this.
Okay.
I believe it's going to work because Brady believes that there's a direct correlation between practice and game. and he's found someone that equally enjoys practice. Randy Moss enjoyed practice. They had a tremendous relationship on the field.
Yep.
AB enjoys practice. They've had, even though it's one game, Skip, they had a tremendous relationship on the field.
You can just see it.
Right.
Yep.
So someone that enjoys practice as much as Tom Brady, and he believes that there's a direct correlation between practice and the way you play, actually is a match made in heaven. But this notion that, you know what, I'm just, that's my boy, I got him, I got to make sure, stop. Just stop. I got no problem with Tom Brady believing that AB deserves a second chance. No problem whatsoever. But let's call it what it is. AB is paid, the NFL believes that he's paid his debt to it. Now, that's the court issue. That's another issue, Skip. We'll probably deal with that once it comes. We find out what's gonna be the punishment.
And by the way, Bruce Arians continues to say, we decided to let the court do what it does,
Correct.
and we will respond accordingly.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
So if he loses the civil suit, does that mean they're going to revisit whether Antonio remains a Buck?
Let's Skip. I don't know. Civilly is one thing. Criminally is something entirely different. He would have paid his debt criminally. Now he paid whatever transpired with him in the moving the driver, and whatever that's handled. The probation or what community service. I believe that. So I believe if something were to happen civilly, I don't believe he should pay another penalty through the NFL. Now
he paid. Well, he paid all last year and then 8 games of this year.
Correct.
Okay?
That is correct.
All right. So here's why I believe Brady is betting on Antonio this time. Isn't this the last shot for AB?
Yeah.
Like, well, if he fails here, wouldn't the rest of the league say, wait, he failed twice with Brady?
Right.
Really?
You can't, because Skip, when you look at it, you're like, hold on. Dude, you had Big Ben. You had Mike Tomlin. You had a great offense. You were getting 100 guaranteed every year. AB gonna get another 100. AB gonna have 1,300 yards.
Yep.
You're gonna have double-digit touchdowns. You messed up that situation. Whew. And then you go to Tom Brady, the GOAT, and you mess up that one, now we good. John Gruden, Skipper, you can't.
I'm talking about messing it up twice.
Right. And they play, hold on, you had a great situation. You had $30+ million with John Gruden, who loved you, who was going to build the offense around you.
Yep.
Because, Skip, every time he had...
Remember Derek Carr and AB going to the park and throwing first day? We love each other.
How many games on a Monday night did John Gruden do about AB and just gush about him in practice, about how hard he worked?
He did.
And that would be a guy I would love to coach.
Yep. And?
So he knows, AB knows this is it.
Hey, if he fails this, if he self-destructs this time, then he is fatally flawed career-wise, football-wise, where people would just say, you got issues you will never resolve. Because reportedly, he has undergone some counseling, and reportedly, Brady connected him to Tony Robbins to try to get him right or get him to...
If he fails this, he failed an open book test.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You go. You got an open book test, and you're like, damn, son, how you fail that? The answer's right there.
Yep.
Well, you got BA, and you got Tom Brady, and you got an offense that seems to be heading in the right direction. Solid offensive line. They can run the ball, although they didn't run it like they did on Monday night.
No.
But I think Ro Jones and Fournette, over the course of the season, they will get better and better running the football. So if he can't survive, if he can't make it here, Skip, like I said, you can't make it anywhere.
Whew. So in the end, my only fear for this team, and obviously I picked it to win the NFC, is that Brady and AB might even be too close. If there is any real kinship or friendship going on here, I mean,
rub Mike Evans.
You got 2 Pro Bowl receivers, and you do have the GOAT tight end. I know he's not playing at GOAT level right now, but he's still pretty good.
He still makes people double team him.
Right.
He still makes people like, okay, where is he?
Okay, well, those are 3 pretty big egos. And all of a sudden, if you're force-feeding to AB, somebody else going to say,
hold on,
what about me?
He just got here. Skip, you remember when Gronk wasn't catching a whole lot of passes, and Gronk said, this is what he said. He said, you know what? I came here to block. And ever since he said he came here to block, you notice how many more passes and how many more touchdowns he done caught?
Yep. And by the way, it's been working pretty well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, he probably won't get, the 9, 10 catches, the 130+ yards, but he'll get enough to keep him happy. The question is, You come out here and AB come out there the first game against New Orleans and you throw him 9 balls. Mike Evans get 2. Chris Godwin plays, he gets 4. They're going to be looking around like, oh.
They will be looking around. You know that feeling.
Yes, absolutely.
And conversely, if it goes well for a while and then we get to a game against Carolina and AB gets 1 target and no catches, is he going to be quiet?
Bro, just take your
stay off social?
Yep, just take your helmet off and go sit on the sideline and say, hey, Brady, tell me what you look at. What do you see? Let me tell you what I'm seeing. Bro, because the first time you throw a cup of Gatorade and you kick something, BA probably going to send you straight to the locker room.
He would. and then maybe straight home.
Yes.
The quote from Bruce Arians was, AB will have a role Sunday. Could be 10 plays, could be 35. I don't anticipate 60. We'll see how it goes. So really, we'll have to wait and see at this point. But yes, as you guys point out, kind of the last shot for AB here. I don't know about the Cowboys, but it might be the last shot for them as well. Are they about to start their 4th quarterback this season?
What?
Yes, 4. We discuss next.